A few days ago, EA announced their next game pack coming June 14th during the Strawberry Full Moon, which is going to be titled Werewolves. A trailer dropped for it, and though I'm sure majority of you would love for me to create a reaction video, I wanted to create a little bit more of cohesion when delivering my thoughts on the release of this pack. Many people in the community have been pretty keen to voice their complaints, but I think it's safe to say that I feel pleasantly optimistic and even excited for this release.
But Ray, you hate The Sims, LMFAO. You hate The Sims, yet you still play it, LMFAO. Delete your channel.
I just wanted to say that while I have my issues with a lot of dumb that EA does, it doesn't discredit the fact that I've spent the actual majority of my life involved with this franchise. I am allowed to complain, and so is anyone else, considering the ungodly amount of money that has been invested into this game. It's the only viable life simulator game on the market, so holy let me live. Okay, anyways, moving on. I think the number one complaint I've seen that I can agree with is that the wolves they straight up look like furries. They look like Cats the musical. They look like Dr. Seuss is about to start drawing racist propaganda again. I was hoping for a good contender up against Vladdy Daddy, the ultimate sex god, but I got Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. That said, I can understand clipping issues with things such as tails, so I'm not too anal about things like that. But considering the werewolves are able to run on all fours, they should at least have correct anatomy that would allow for them to be runners like that. Otherwise, you just have humans on all fours, and it's kind of weird. We haven't been given much insight yet into werewolves and cats, but I wouldn't be surprised if they recycled a similar process as the one used to customize cats and dogs. At least I'm hoping that's the case. I want my werewolves to all look a little different facially, especially considering the eyes look way too big. Could you imagine making one that looks like a pug? Say I won't. Say I won't. I think I'm most excited for the new world we will be getting and the new cast looks. The grungecore vibe of this pack is what I've been waiting years for. I've seen so many cool new looks that are going to be coming in this pack. I know the new guitar really caught my eye. Even the townies look like a step up from what we're normally used to in terms of storyline and substance to their character. It kind of looks like the entire town has something going on, and I'm really interested to see kind of like the whole concept with Strangerville, but maybe done even a little bit better. Toddlers seem to even have some involvement, which is nice since kids are often left out of these things, and I'd be lying if I said that this little howling is not super cute. It seems like we're going to be getting new moon phases as well. I'm not sure if that will only affect werewolves, but I'm hopeful I can now create holidays around the moon for my witchy sims. The werewolves themselves seem to have a lot of dog-like characteristics, which is also cute, such as them being able to play tug of war or just play fighting each other. I'm also wondering if they're going to come with a new needs bar just according to when they transform. Something like play or activities, since we all know dogs love to get the zoomies at the most inconvenient times. I would actually be pretty pleased if one of my sims broke out into the zoomies at midnight for like no reason other than their activity being too low. Wouldn't that be so cute? I'm also thinking packs will be a thing as well as possible territories, but I can't say for sure yet. It's just kind of what it looks like in the trailer. But with the introduction of wolf packs, I'm sure that the mechanics are going to be similar to clubs, so I wouldn't expect too much from that. I also noticed Wolfsbane, which also brings up the idea that werewolves may have a new death, much like how vampires can be killed by sun exposure, and the possibility of them being able to cure themselves as well. It's just a thought, but I know vampires can also cure themselves by learning from their books, which also introduces a new book specifically to learn about being a werewolf. There might be that as well. I feel like a strength and weakness section is inevitable, and we will just have to deal with it. I don't really like the strengths and the weaknesses. I kind of just like everything to be straightforward. That's just me personally. I know some people who like that little point system. I don't. I keep showing my sim here because once this pack comes out, I will be doing a story series with him related to the new pack. I actually haven't been super excited for a release in a while. I thought I was excited for my wedding stories, and that nosedived so fast. So I'm actually excited about this pack because I have been wanting werewolves for a long time. I've been wanting a new occult for a while now, and we will be getting that. So I'm like, well, why not do a new series? And you know, with time we'll just see where this series goes. Who knows? He's gonna be our first werewolf, and I'm actually terrified for him because I don't know how glitched this game is gonna be yet. Here's hoping EA somewhat learned their lesson with my wedding stories and they're putting forth more effort into play testing their releases before actually releasing them. But most importantly, guys, the whole reason I made this entire video, the most important factor of what we were talking about here today, the best feature of all being introduced into this game pack that I know everyone has been waiting for since 2014. Ever since this game first released, it was the first thing on everybody's mind, and The Sims 4 did not deliver it. But now they have finally given it to us in the form of the Werewolves game pack, and that is, you can now deliberately piss and shit on the floor. So that's all, friends. Ending on that high note, thanks EA. Peace out.